Hi friends, welcome to Paperbacks and Palettes. My name is Sarah and this is my YouTube channel. Two of my absolute favorite things to do are read books and play with makeup, and I have kind of an absurd collection of each of them. So I figured why not share my love, my passion, all the money that I spent then by making a YouTube channel. So hi! Today I'm going to be talking about makeup, so if you're interested in watching this channel for book reviews or book hauls or wrap-ups, come back on a book day because I want to do a lot of book stuff too, but this is a beauty day, so tune back in later. But let's talk about makeup. So I got started with makeup probably a year and a half ago, I want to say, right around my last year of college, which is really late in the makeup game. The first time that I ever wore a full face of makeup was at my high school prom. I'll put a picture. And I loved the way that it looked, but for a really long time I just didn't wear anything, and then I slowly got started and it got out of control really fast. So I figured that one of the best ways for you to get to know me and my tastes in makeup is to do one of my favorite tags that I've watched around YouTube, and that's the Eyeshadow Palette Tag. I saw Teresa's Dead do this, I saw Smoky Glow do this. I love both of them so much. So I figured that this could be a pretty fun introduction to my channel, even though I've got a lot more than just that. But let's get started. I think I'm also gonna include swatches with these, because I love swatching makeup like more than anything. So I'll include swatches with these too. So the first thing is to show your newest palette, and this is the Kaleidos Flower Bomb palette. She's stunning, literally so gorgeous. I just got it, so I haven't used it yet, but I'm going to soon. The artwork is amazing. It's seriously just so beautiful. I love the color story. I love the little imprints in the palette. It reminds me a lot of Milk Cosmetics, which I love. So that's my newest one that I got, which is surprising because I feel like I've ordered one since then, but this is the most recent one that I can remember. If you guys heard a noise, it's because my cat just sneezed, but that's fine. Okay, so my oldest palette is the Give It To Me Straight palette from Colourpop. This is the first palette that I ever bought when I decided that I was gonna do more than just mascara and my eyebrows. This is what it looks like. I think this one is out of stock now, which is a shame because this palette is beautiful. It is basic as hell, but honestly, it's everything that I need. I love traveling with this palette. It's so cute and pretty much near indestructible, which is awesome because I'm a klutz. And yeah, I wish that this was a palette that they would bring back so that I could just tell everyone to go buy it, because I think it's really great for beginners. But this is the oldest one that I've had it for over a year now. Okay, the next one is my most expensive palette. And before Mom, I got these on sale, okay? I got them on sale. Don't worry, I buy like all my makeup on sale. Any of my Mcgrath palettes, which implies that I have more than one, and you'd be correct. I make this face with every single palette that I own because they're all my children and I love them, but like, are you joking? So I have more than one of these. They're beautiful, they're stunning. The shimmers are what you buy them for, and they're amazing. And it's just, they're my treasures. I love them so much. The packaging is so amazing and I want all of them, but I know that that's like not the move. So I'll stick with the ones that I have for now. Okay, I will show these because these are my most inexpensive palettes, and they're the little bite-sized ones from Elf Cosmetics, and they're so cute. And they're seriously like $3. My favorite one has to be the Rosewater one here. It's so cute. I love these little ones where it's just like a look in a palette and you just put this in it's like transition shade, outer corner, and then this all over the lid, or like this in the center of the lid and this on the outside. So good, so amazing. I love traveling with these because they're super easy and they're super, super affordable. Okay, so the next one is to show my everyday palette. And I don't have an everyday palette. I actually one of the things that I have to make sure that I do, because my collection is ungodly large, is I want to make sure that I use every single palette in my collection. So I actually have this wheel. Behold the wheel. Now don't freak out. Well, I mean, maybe freak out a little bit, because I know that there's a lot on there. It contains all my palettes, all my super shock shadows, which I have a crazy collection, and all of my eye pencils, liquid eyeshadows, like Stila shadows, everything like that. And then I spin it, and every day, whatever I get, I design my look around. So it like challenges my creativity. I love it, but it also means that I don't have a go-to palette all the time. So I'll just do a palette that I love traveling with. And this one is also no longer sold, so I'm so sorry, but this is the Dream Street palette from Colourpop. Oh, it's beautiful. I love the shimmer shades. This is such a great transition shade. This is a really fun kind of like, it's not like a duochrome, but it kind of is. These shades, you can just make so many different looks with them, and I feel like I love my look every single time that I wear this palette, and it is just beautiful. I love it. I travel with it. If I had to have an everyday palette, I would use this one because I feel like it's really versatile and I can make a lot of different looks with it. Okay, so the next one is to show my most colorful palette, and this one was hard. So I picked the Alva 2 palette from Odin's Eye, which I love, but I also have other palettes that are pretty colorful. So this is what this one looks like. Ooh, you can like see me in the, anyways, sorry. That's what this one looks like. It is so bright, so beautiful. A lot of the shades look like they could be pastels, and they kind of are, but they're also super pigmented, so I don't feel like they just blend to nothing, which is a problem that I have with a lot of pastel eyeshadows. The only thing that I don't like about this palette is that it has 2 pressed glitters, and I hate pressed glitters with every fiber of my body, so I don't use those, but it's just, oh, it's beautiful. You can make any look in the rainbow with this one, and I just love it. And I love Odin's Eye. I have like all their palettes. They're amazing. Okay, the next question is what my smallest palette is. And I don't know if you could consider these a palette, but I'm counting them as a palette. Otherwise, my answer would be a quad or like one of those elf ones. But the Kaja bento boxes, go buy one. Go buy one right now. I'm not, well, I'm a consumer, but I try to be anti-consumer. You don't need one, but like go buy one. These are the most shimmery, beautiful, transformative, amazing shades. I got my my sisters-in-law, I got them both the Rosewater one for Christmas. I have 4 of them. They are incredible. I have 3 that are all shimmers, and I've got 1 that has mattes in it. I like the ones that are all shimmers better, but they're all just so cute. But they're 3 pans each, so they're the smallest ones that I have. Oh, I just dropped one. It's okay, they're indestructible. Okay, the next question is to show my biggest palette. And I think in terms of like actual square area of the palette, this one is not the biggest, but it has the most shades. I do not like big palettes, so this is the biggest one that I have. It's the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. She's stunning. I love her. There are so many great colors in here. These dark ones kind of stain my lid, so I don't use them all that much, but like, amazing, amazing, amazing. There are so many good looks that you can make with this. This pop of blue is really kind of everything. This palette is like a little too big for me, not gonna lie. But I love it so much, and it was so expensive that I can't get rid of it, and I love it every time that I use it. But sometimes I do get like a little bit of analysis paralysis when I look at it, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for my look. But that's the biggest one that I own. It has, let me count, it has 28 shades, so that's my biggest palette. The next palette is the palette that I have with the best memory. So it's my Melt Cosmetic Smoke Obsessions palette. It's so pretty. I love it. But the actual palette itself, not that special, but my brother gave this to me for Christmas. It was the last Christmas that we were all at home together, if I remember correctly, because I just moved across the country and graduated school, and he's going to be graduating from college soon, so it's one of the last Christmases that we got to spend together, just the 4 of us. But he got me this, and I think it's really special, and every time I open it and I look at this gorgeous color story, I think of him because he's just so cool. Thanks, Alex. But this is the one with Matt. I would say the Sweet Peach palette because he got me that one too a couple Christmases ago. but I'm decluttering it. I'm so sorry. It just doesn't speak to me. This one speaks to me. I'll keep this forever. The next one is a palette that's worth the hype. Frickin' buy this one. This is the Colourpop Raw Beauty Christie palette. It's everything. All of these color, like, I could go on a rant about Colourpop, the same rant that everyone else goes about, that they're putting out too much stuff and it all looks the same, yada yada. This does not look the same. Raw Beauty Christie is amazing, and she clearly put so much love and effort into this palette, and it's so different and gorgeous. I don't care that there are only 2 shimmer shades. I have a drawer full of Super Shock shadows. I'm not even kidding. I can find other palettes to go with this one, but just the deep, rich, beautiful color story in this palette is just unmatched, and I love it and I adore it and treasure it. And if it's still available, which I don't know if it is, but if it's still available, I would highly recommend this one. Colourpop is so affordable and it's so unique to my collection. I love it. Okay, the next palette is a palette that's not worth the hype. Hey, look, it's the only toothpaste? It's the only Too Faced palette that I own, and it's the Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. This palette is fine. I have a huge eyeshadow palette collection, but I love every single one of these eyeshadow palettes. I really do. I love them so much. It's okay. Like, the shimmers are nothing to write home about. The mattes are really pretty. I think I keep this for the mattes. But, and like, it smells kind of nice. But, you know, it's okay. This was ranted and raved about, I'm sure, and people hyped it up, especially like the original Gingerbread one, but I figured like this was close enough. I would skip it. It's so expensive. It's way too expensive for what you get. Definitely, like, I just don't think it's worth it. Like, it's fine, but it's not worth what I paid for it and what I was expecting. The next question is what a favorite palette is from my favorite brand. I have so many different favorite brands, but I wanted to do one that I hadn't talked about in this video so far. That's Lunar Beauty. I love Lunar Beauty. Whole heart, whole soul. I have every single one of their palettes. I will buy every single one of their palettes. I'm waiting for their highlighter in the lightest shade for my pale ass face to get back in stock because I want it. This is the Strawberry Dream palette. The white shade in the corner has kind of exploded on me, but it's okay. This palette is stunning. I love every single look that I get out of it. It's really bold. It's pretty colorful. It's not my most colorful palette, but it's really bright, especially with these 2 blues. Yeah, if I want to go wild, I just pop like some of these bold reds in, maybe like a blue under the lid. Oh. I love all their palettes, but this is the first one that I bought from the brand, so like it has a special place in my heart, and I just love it. It's so good. And the final question is my most used palette. So admittedly, because I have so many eyeshadow palettes, none of them are like super used. I'm working on it. I'm also so new to makeup that even if I've only been doing this for like a year and a half or so. But my Soft Glam palette is my most used palette. This is the first high-end makeup palette I ever bought, and I love it. This palette has a tragic backstory. And that's that when I bought it, the shade Sultry crumbled on arrival, and I was too lazy to send it back, so I repressed it, and then like literally 2 days ago, it just blooped right out of the pan. So now it's gone. But this is such a good neutral palette. It's so good. I have a lot of the Anastasia palettes. I have a lot from frickin' every brand that I've talked about today. Mom, listen. She knows. This is a great palette. The mattes are so blendable. The shimmers are really pretty. I get like a really soft look every time I use it. Or like if I'm feeling bold, I can go in with this black shade, and most of the time I'll like fuck up my whole eye look. Because it's so deepening. But it's a really good palette. It has a little special place in my heart. They all do, but this one is like very sentimental because I've had it for a long time, and the velvet is all nasty. So I feel like we haven't been filming for that long, but we're done with the tag. So thank you so much for watching my first ever YouTube video. If you've made it this far, seriously, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I apologize if I was awkward or talk too fast. I've never talked to myself in a room in front of a camera before. It's a little strange, but it would mean the world to me if you liked this video, if you commented. I'll put the questions in the description box. Feel free to answer them on your own. We can have a conversation. Tell me about your favorite palettes. If you like my vibe and my palettes and my makeup, if you like my makeup look, I'm wearing the Pat McGrath Mini Decadence palette. It's on my Instagram. Subscribe. We'll have a chat. I also love books. If you love books, subscribe because I read all the time. Yeah, I'll also link my Instagrams to both my book Instagram and my makeup Instagram. My book Instagram is Prose and Paperbacks, and my makeup Instagram is Palettes and Pans because I love alliterations. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a lovely day. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!